100 games. Sum up your story to 100 games so far.
Yeah, it's a bit of a different one. I'll always be forever grateful for Melbourne for giving me that opportunity. To draft an 18-year-old from country Victoria, and then fast forward a few years and the Swans for giving me another opportunity to come up here, and I guess I really haven't looked back since.
How much hard work has gone into it to get to this milestone?
Yeah, quite a lot. Probably didn't think that I was going to get drafted until I was about 18, and to sort of have to work and fight for my opportunity and fight for my spot in the team, and I feel like I've come up here and I've taken that with both hands.
Do you feel like it's kind of working out how it was meant to, though?
Yeah, a bit in the end. Yeah, I mean, you always want to achieve as much as you can, and to be able to play in that premiership with Melbourne and whatnot, and then to get to the grand final last year, and I feel like what we can achieve with this group that we've got is something that I'm looking forward to.
Do you have a favourite moment, a favourite game?
Your first game is always pretty special, and I was able to do that for Melbourne, and then my first game up here was also pretty special as well. And then some of those finals, at the SCG in front of that crowd, it was pretty special.
I know your family were up here a little bit last week. I mean, do you ever take a chance to reflect with them, your family of Swans supporters as well, to kind of sit with them and go, wow, this has all been pretty cool? Yeah,
Mum keeps me pretty level, and she always reminds me how good of an opportunity I've got, and it's pretty special, growing up at Swans supporters, and we love this club, and excited for where we can go.
Did you get to games up here when you were a kid as well? I know you were a bit out of Sydney, to put it lightly, but to get up to games and watch games?
No, when I was younger, we sort of, if there was a game at the MCG, and we'd sort of travel down, but no, I never really spent too much time up in Sydney until I finally moved up here.
And you played cricket when you were younger, right?
Yeah, cricket and footy, yeah.
Did you ever think it'd be 100 matches for Australia in Test whites? Or was there
not quite.
Always footy?
It was always footy in the winter, cricket in the summer, and I never really had a preference, and probably until my footy started getting a lot serious, and it was pretty easy choice in the end.
You built a reputation as a tagger, which is a bit underappreciated. Have you noticed any change? You see more young kids who want to be James Jordon rather than Isaac Heaney?
I guess that just comes with the more games you play, and I've been lucky enough to do a few good jobs over the past year and a half, and it helps when we're winning games of footy as well.
You do it every week, let's be honest. You get given a role. What do you make of that? What's it like? Talk us through the process of when you get told who you're playing on, how you set yourself each week for that tagging job.
Yeah, Coxie normally just comes to me during the week, and Horse last year, and some weeks I might just play my own game, and I'm a pretty competitive person, so I enjoy playing on the best player most weeks, and it's a great challenge for me, and it's also getting me better as a footballer as well.
So I feel like you've got Lachie Whitfield's measure a bit now.
Oh, we've had some good battles over the last 18 months, and I think I've played on him pretty much every time. So yeah, he's a quality player, and he's one of the best players in the competition.
You had two pretty important goals late in that game too, and when you win, the team wins by 14 points. They're clearly vital. I mean, what is the like dealing with the pressure in those moments, knowing that okay, maybe that's not necessarily what you're in the team for, scoring goals, but that's a bonus if you can get forward and have that score whatever comes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I felt like over the last 8 months I've developed that defensive role, but it's something I've been working on is going the other way and trying to have impact offensively, and I feel like that really helps the team.
What's the win done for the team, for the club? How much of a boost has it given everyone that you can still achieve something this season?
Oh, we never had a doubt that we can go all the way again, and we were challenged probably last week and Coxie during the week about our contest and letting teams back in, and I felt like we knew the Giants were always going to come on the weekend, and over the previous weeks we've probably let a few more goals in than what we would have liked, but I felt like when they kicked 2 or 3 we were able to stem that momentum, and I felt like the coaches we trained it during the week, and we had a really good week on the track, and that set us up.
The forward line mix was really different. Aaron's been down there for a few weeks, but Joel Hamling as well, and let's be honest, they were a bit unsociable with some of their actions towards the Giants defenders. What did you make of all that and the job that they were given and the way in which they carried it out?
Oh, I mean, Joel and Aaron, they were great. They've played a lot of footy in attack and defence, and I think that's a great thing about our team is we've got a lot of players that can do it at either end, and we had specific roles on the weekend, and we were challenged during the week around our contest and in the air and on the ground, and we wanted to come out, we wanted to be fierce in the contest, and because if we weren't, then what a quality team the Giants are. So I felt like he did his role really well, and you know, it went a long way for us winning the game.
Lewis Milligan's 3-week suspension, what's your reaction to that?
Yeah, you know, you never want to see anyone sort of get injured, and you know, there was definitely no malice in that, and we all know Lewis as a player, and he's a very fair player, but you know, the club's working through what they're going to do with that this morning, I think. So. Yeah.
Has anyone spoken to him yet? What's his feeling?
No, well, we only just sort of come into the club. We had yesterday off, so I haven't seen him around yet.
Obviously good to get the win. Probably some midfield numbers there that can still be worked on, I think, sort of down to contest possession, clearance, things like that. Is it good to get that sort of result, but know that there's clear indicators and areas where the team can still find that improvement? Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think the proof's in the pudding that if we can, you know, bring our best contest and defence for 4 quarters, then, you know, we're going to be a very hard team to beat.
You played on Zach Merritt before?
Yeah, we had a good battle last year. I think we played them down at Marvel, and you know, he's a quality player, and he's a player in form at the moment, and someone we'll have to watch out for.
You likely to get him again?
Yeah, I just do whatever the coach says. So if that comes, I'll embrace it. But if not, then yeah, whatever the coach says.
How important is it, do you think, to hopefully try and string a few wins in a row now to build you talk about kind of momentum on and off the field in games, but in terms of the season, building that momentum to try and get a run of wins together? Yeah, definitely. I mean, the competition is so even at the moment, and I feel like the weekend can be, you know, a good boost for trying to string a few wins together, and you know, I feel like we're playing our best when our confidence is up and about. Obviously, playing down in Melbourne, does that mean a few more ticket requests, a few more family members that might be making a trip to Melbourne? Yeah, definitely. You know, I've got a lot of good mates still in Melbourne, and yeah, I think they'll come along to the game. Are you doing anything to mark the game, to celebrate, or doing anything different? Nah, just another normal week for me.
Any former Demons teammates lucky to come by?
I'm not sure when they play actually, so I haven't spoke to them, too many of them yet, but yeah, I'm not sure when they play.
James, there have been some questions about Callum Mills' captaincy while he's injured. What's he doing off the field to continue to deserve that role, would you say?
Oh, he's been enormous. I think behind the scenes, you know, in meetings, you know, he's got such a good footy brain, and you know, on the weekend, you know, halftime before the game, just he sees the game really well, and you know, a lot of the boys, especially the midfielders, you know, you take his advice on board because yeah, he's a pretty good player.
What's been done to keep all those players who are injured involved?
Oh, I mean, they're still around the club training. You know, they're still in meetings. You know, we've got a lot of experienced players out, and you know, it's pretty crucial for them they all see the game so well. So just, you know, having them in meetings and, you know, picking their brain as well as what they're seeing, you know, from watching.